talking about, Jung?
I think the purpose of this is, just to Kiwi dudes that know Kiwi business, talking about business, in a real context, without all the jargon, without all the guru shit, disruption, innovation, pivoting, fucking ebooks, and all that kind of stuff, and just having a real down-to-earth yarn about real business.
I think there's a real need within this group, but within the greater business community, for some like Jung says, some solid business advice without all the crap, without all the needing to chuck your email in and get a bloody blah 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 and all of the stuff that people, these people are doing out there in business. We just want to be real, so we kind of just wanted to use a bit of a platform to address that and try and have a bit of fun while we do that. Yeah.
Who's got some good yarns about real business? The real challenges.
And I love Cam's comment. Steady sales wise, it has taken some creativity to do so.
Yeah, I like it.
And that's true pre-lockdown, COVID, no COVID, recession, boom, bounce phase, whatever you want to, like, you need to stay relevant. Like, so tonight, 5:30, I'm kind of maybe getting ready for dinner or whatever, kind of, trying to turn the laptop off. And my barber calls me. Like, hey, I know there's been massive queues. And I know, you've been wanting to get a haircut and all that kind of stuff. So do you want to come in now? I'll stay open late.
4 people in there.
Oh, is that why you're looking so sharp?
Oh, so I wake up like this.
Yeah.
But I mean, see, that's creativity, but that's relevance.
Fuck all of the process stuff you've been trying to work on and all the rest of it. Client focused. You can figure it out. You can work a bit harder. Deliver massive value. That's kind of the perspective of us coming on a Tuesday night. So kind of lock it in. It'll be 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night. Yo, we on.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast episode 3, 4. Yeah, don't rate me on my math skills. 2 dudes. Talking real about real business and trying to give some real perspective to help businesses grow, essentially, right?
Love it, yeah.
Yeah, and then me throwing shade at CrossFit all the way through.
So I thought I'd wear this shirt tonight just so that, actually I'm going to lay down a challenge a little bit later on, but I'm going to wait till you're in a false sense of security so that we can make sure that, we'll get you.
Did he brand up those white triangle hats while he was at it, the CEO dude? Are you going to wear one of those?
Did you see this?
Oh, is that white? Oh, right. Yeah.
You and your Pakeha arms, eh? You're supposed to be doing an intro, man. People are watching.
Yeah, welcome to the show, guys. Say what's up. Wow, yeah, there's a bunch of you on there. Hey, Polly's back. Polly. Hey, do let us know. How'd you go with the email sequencing, right? It's been 2 weeks now. So we're keen to kind of follow up on that, right? Because we know that businesses, it's about strategizing. It's about working smart, but we know that it's about doing work, man. So give us an update, Polly. And we got some cool stuff around productising services today. So that should be super relevant to you. Let us know what you think, questions, etc. Everyone who's on there, say what's up. Throw some shade at the dude in the CrossFit t-shirt. Like, what is CrossFit? Hey, what's up, Shane?
What up, Chris? Good to see you on. Chris was the guy that I interviewed last night on the other channel. So that was pretty
Pinfold.
Cool. Yeah.
I like that one. That was good.
Chat,
that was solid, dude. Yeah, good chat. And just a real dude without all the flipping acronyms and fucking
like
innovation, disruption,
good
pivot, fucking ebooks.
Oh, that's a shot every time we say pivot.
Oh yeah, okay. Sounds good to me. I got the hard stuff straight, tequila or whatever this is.
Yeah, vodka,
Yeah, vodka. Yeah,
you drink gin? Gin's where it's at, eh?
Yeah, don't really drink.
What's up, Gaz? Good to see you on, mate. Right. Where are we starting tonight, bro?
I don't know. Is there any questions from the audience? Do you guys want to hear our 5 cents on anything?
Anything topical you want to hit on?
Me personally or you personally?
I'm asking you.
Oh, yeah, look, I think we jump into productization, right? I think it's come up in a few shows. So, yeah, let's get to it.
Cool, man. My arrow key is not working. There it is. Productizing your offering. So let's talk a little bit about this, because I think, you know, the whole concept of packaging, creating an offering to the marketplace. Obviously, we touched on pricing last time, but I think really understanding the value prop that we offer to customers and getting this bit right is how we can leverage our skill set, our offering, and what it is that we sell to the marketplace. So, so when people think product, traditionally they think, oh, I sell, tins of drink or, whatever it might be. But what we're talking about is how you productize your services specifically. So let's Jung, give us a couple of examples of some of the stuff you've done, and let's let's make that up in a roundabout way. Explain that in a roundabout way, if that makes sense.
It makes fuck all sense.
But come on, mate.
Yeah, no. But yeah, just to summarize, yeah, look,
so
it's taking,
follow it,
it's kind of easy to say, buy this pen. It's green, it does this thing, right? It's tangible. And so, yeah, with productization, usually it's taking something somewhat intangible and making it tangible. And, what the benefits to you as the business owner in doing that is, one, it's easier to market. Because, if you're selling a service and intangible, you're kind of selling this, we'll design your kitchen. We'll make you this software. We'll sort out your legal issues. And you're selling this intangible thing. They can't touch it. They can't feel it. And those of us in services businesses, they'll know this challenge.
Yeah.
We'll fix your shit. You got a, tight ACL or VMO or whatever. We'll physio and rub that shit.
Man.
And we'll fix
I'm holding back there. I'm holding back on that one.
No, are the kids in bed? What's up, Peter? What's up, Matt? We're going to come back to you, Polly.
Yo, Chris, Jared, Simon, good to see you guys on.
Polly. Right, so yeah, it's easy to market. That's one of the major benefits of productizing your service-based business. It gives your market more certainty of outcomes. It usually increases profitability of the business, makes you more scalable. It's therefore more measurable, and you get your job done. And that'll affect the bottom line, because when you're doing a great job, and we talk about customer sat, we talk about net promoter score, NPS, and those lead on to referrals or word of mouth or repeat work or getting more work from those customers, because you've systemized the way you get them the outcome, your service, and so it'll end up hitting the bottom line.
Yeah, I love it. And so I'm thinking real world practical stuff. Like, let's take an example of, say, a bookkeeper. And they might offer, instead of offering, X amount of, hours. So as we kind of talked about last week, selling an hourly rate is a shit model. But you might offer a small business package where, you come in and you do payroll, you do invoices, receivable, payable, and reconciliation, and you might also prepare all the bank payments for someone. And that's going to take you, I don't know, say 10 hours for the week. And so if you were to charge 10 hours at $60 an hour, $600, but you might be able to, because you're now selling on value, you might be able to package that up and say, look, my entry level package is $795 a week or $795 a month. So, you've added another $200 for the same hourly charge out that you would have done. But what you've done is you've alleviated a lot of, for the business owner, a lot of challenges around the things that they need done that they probably don't even really consciously aware of. They just say, I need a bookkeeper, and they come in and do the hours. But if you can actually go in and go to market with a product of services, it's far easier to convert. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's another thing that you picked on there, right? One of the major benefits to the business owner or the founder in terms of productizing is that, yeah, you can move from time for money or hourly rate into value-based pricing. And the exercise of productization, which is pretty much avatar driven. So that's the other thing we're going to note is productization can move you from hourly rate into value-based pricing, which is where you want to be at. And you want to drive it from the avatar so that it's outcomes focused. Mm-hmm. So if we run through a hypothetical, we'll look at the bookkeeper as an example, so as an example. And you know, usually you've seen trends, or you're starting to deliver the same outcomes for a while, and so you start to systemize that. So as an example, what do you choose? Payroll. Oh, we'll choose cash flow reporting, right? Because we know that in small business, particularly 90% of small businesses, especially in New Zealand, don't have a cash flow report nor forecast. And that's just crazy. That's like driving without a speedo or a fuel tank gauge.
Yeah, and with a set of, black sunglasses on, right?
Yeah, right. And so a bookkeeper, as an example, service-based business, typically on hourly rate, you know, what they'll do is they'll know that, oh, okay, first thing I got to do is I got to get all the bank feeds into the software, you know, Xero or MyOb, you know, and that takes a certain amount of time, and they'll start to get some experiences at 5 hours, 10 hours, like you say.
Yeah, this can take time, this process throughout your business, but certainly as you're developing it, you're going to get more feedback from the market and feedback from your own experience.
Right. And yeah, look, so the 3 steps you want to take is you want to map it out. That's the outcome that you get for the client or customer or the market. Then you want to flesh it out and start to build out your modules, and then you want to systemize it so that it can become more efficient, and you can start to hire a team to deliver that process. So map it, flesh it, systemize it. And when it comes to mapping it, you just need to identify, like, there's usually like somewhere between 3 and 7 steps that you need to do to get to, as in this hypothetical example, a cash flow forecast. You know, it's getting all the bank feeds sorted, getting Xero reconciled, getting the client updating that data, you know, with what they need to update it to, pulling the P&L, getting all the line items into the P&L. This is all just hypothetical. Bookkeepers, correct me if I'm wrong. And then third thing is, bringing
anyone would think you're a bookkeeper, mate. Look at your depth of knowledge.
Mate,
actually, I've seen the way this guy does paperwork. Not quite as bad as me, but I openly admit I'm allergic to paperwork.
Yeah, mate. Look, and it's just, you know, again, you know, what drove me there was just, you know, trying to help my clients. And I need, you know, a good business coach needs to really understand numbers. And I'd argue all business owners really need to understand them. And so, and then you start to pull out all the line items, you know, obviously your direct costs, your indirect costs, cost of goods sold, gross profit, rah-de-rah-de-rah. But the cool thing about cash flow reporting is it's not just, you know, paper money in terms of invoices out and invoices in. It's cash in the bank that you have available to use to, you know, operate your business. So that's where you want to bring in like GST payments, provisional tax payments, and bank balances. And so as an example,
so how does that become a product? Because that's like, I get what you're talking about. How does that now become a product? Yep.
Cool. So those are the 5 things. We've mapped it out.
We know how many hours it takes.
How many hours it takes, what are the little steps it takes, right? And so we're starting to build a bit of a template here. Internally for ourselves, we're like, oh, cool, now I can teach someone else how to do that. So it's now scalable, and it's efficient. So therefore it's more profitable. And then we take that to market as a product.
So we build a pitch for it. We build a pitch for it.
Build a pitch for it, right? Get your cash flow sorted with this bundle or this package. You know, it's, I don't know, $1,500. You know, normally it's worth $3,000 if we did it at an hourly rate. But because we've mapped out our process, we're specialists in this because we've done it 10 times or 100 times or 1,000 times.
Yeah, love it.
Here's a testimonial of Bob, and Bob loved it. He was driving with sunglasses on. You know, he didn't really know if he was going to be able to pay his bills this month, or whether he was going to be able to pay the team this month. And, you know, that's a big stress of business owners. I mean, you know, you've been in that situation.
Mate, it's so funny you're talking about this example. I was having coffee or a beer or something with my best mate last week, and he'd literally done exactly what you've just talked about for a customer. And he's like, oh man, how much do I charge him? And so he went in, and wealthy client, but he sort of thought, oh, $2,000. He goes, oh, better make it 2.5 just in case. And the guy just said straight away, yep, no worries. And I was like, fuck, you should have charged him more, mate.
Right. And that's the thing you learn, right?
Because it's value-based is what I'm getting at. To this guy, he was like,
bang on.
Here's the value I'm going to get for this investment that they were doing. I'm going to get the exact reporting. And he just packaged the whole thing together. You know, instead of telling him how many hours he's going to spend, I said, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you. And instinctively the guy just went, yeah, that's what I need done. So can we shift
marketing
to
and sales? It makes it more effective, right? Your conversion rates go through the roof because you're outcomes focused. You know, and just touching on this, just emphasizing this too. See how this is driven by the avatar, right? It's driven by the avatar, which is their requirements, which is the outcomes that you get for them. Let's remember that. And productization is just a quick way to get there and communicate that via marketing and sales, and everybody wins more, right? So again, the value of value-based pricing, productization, and avatar-driven business strategy.
I just want to say what's up to Nick, Troy, Simon, Leon, and another Simon. What's up, guys? If anyone is on, does have some questions around their business, how they can productize what it is they're doing, hit us. But Jung, let's do a couple of quick kind of just other examples of productizing that we've done, and I want to talk a little bit about what we did when we set up my videography stuff last year. We realized that two things. We realized that business owners don't just want one video or need one video. It's an ongoing need within their marketing. So what we come up with was a package that was, instead of coming out on site and just shooting one fantastic video, we'd actually go out and we'd shoot 6 videos in one day, and we'd go away, we'd tidy them up and package them and edit them and clean them all up, and then we'd deliver them out to them over a period of coming months. So it was still just one cost, but what we managed to do was figure out the time that went into it versus the return that we were going to get, and work out where there was a sweet spot where the customer saw enough value, where we also saw enough return to go and spend a day shooting. So knowing your numbers and knowing your outcome of your client allows you to charge more while the customer gets more value. So
everybody wins.
Right.
And that is essentially the basis of business, where you're trying to create a mutually beneficial situation. You know, and productization is just a more efficient way of doing that, rather than hourly fucking rate, which doesn't help anybody. Right? Yeah, there's a story to how it actually doesn't help anybody, but anyway.
So hit us with another example, another one you've worked through.
Okay. Actually, let me throw to Polly, and then we'll come back to an example. Right. So Polly. Right, because part of this is, part of business is kind of accountability, right? Like, most of us know what the hell to do. We're pretty instinctive, right? I'm not making enough money. I need to make more sales. That team member shit, I need to get rid of that team member. I need to learn HR process so that I can understand how to exit them appropriately and all that kind of shit. So just calling you out, Polly. Okay, so you haven't done the email sequence 2 weeks ago. You said you were going to get it done. 2 weeks ago, you said you were going to get it done. You sound like you know marketing. What's holding you up? And I don't like your excuse, which is, but I have done lots of other Biz Shiz, getting lots ticked off the list. I mean, props to you, because as a business owner, right, that's part of our life, is that our to-do list is continually growing. No matter how much we tick off, it's going to continue to grow, because we're climbing a mountain. And so once you get here, it's like, oh shit, I got to climb more. Oh, once you get here, you got to climb more.
Right, mountain keeps getting bigger.
Mountain keeps getting bigger, right? It's like this never-ending mountain. So yeah, cool. But what's holding you back, right? Because it was pretty important to you. So,
and there was a thing about it being, she was worried it was too salesy, and there was a bit of, I think there was a bit of a psychological block coming up for her. And I'd be interested to see if there's a way we can help to reframe that.
I agree with that. Cool. So update us on that, Polly. And then Polly's question specifically around productization. What's a good way to test your service product? Just get out there and sell it, or bring some people on and a beta run to get feedback/reviews.
Right, just talk about what we're up to, man.
Yeah, go then.
So I'm a huge fan of battle testing shit. There's no point in designing out a 16 email sequence or a training program for whatever, and putting all your energy into building a product that the market doesn't want. So we've launched our mastermind, and we're going to talk a little bit at the end, but we decided we wanted to put a mastermind together, and the obvious thing for me, and I was kind of really pushing for trying to make it happen quickly, much to Jung's desire
sensibility.
Come on, bro, we've got to get this happening. But so what we did was we designed the product, and straight away we put a test group through it so that we can get real-time feedback, so that we can get testimonials, so that we can get an understanding of exactly what those outcomes for the people that are involved in our system and trialing the product, so that we can shift. We're in product development phase. So it's not about developing a product and then sell it. It's about getting a product that people want. And then as you work through that, then minimum viable product, then you sell it. So does that hope that helps, Polly. Yeah.
And I'm going to come at it from a different angle, Polly, just to give you a different perspective, right? Like we can talk about different ways to go to market. Do you do a beta group or a test user group and then scale it from there? Do you just go to market? Do you get a focus group together and get in a room and theoretically test it? Like there's a whole bunch of different tactics you could try. But I think what I'm starting to see with you, Polly, is that you can be susceptible to overthinking things. Excuse me if I'm wrong there, but I say that with love. I would just say whatever works for you. Like you're not going to be irresponsible, because if you need profit and you think you got a pretty good product, then you got to go to market. You got to offer it to some clients. But if you don't and you're in a good position, then hey, you can say, oh, look, hey, I've got a cash flow forecasting product that I want to run. It takes about 8 weeks. I'll get you this outcome. By the end of it, you will have a fully functioning cash flow forecast, and you'll be able to predict your revenues into the future, and therefore be able to make reinvestment plans in the business for like hiring team, doing more marketing, etc.
So I'll give you one other example. I think
she just agreed with me, man. So my thing, Polly, then is whatever works.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do the Gary V thing to you, man. Should I do a beta tips group? Yes. Should I take it straight to market? Yes. Should I do a focus group? Yes. Just fucking get it done, man. Like, yeah, don't worry about overthinking it, Polly. Yeah. Like again, you're on a mountain, man. And if you fuck it up here, that's good, because you will learn how to overcome that, because I rate you, and it's about persistence. And so you'll get up here. Right, don't worry about getting things done perfectly.
I want to give another quick example, and it's very similar to what we talked about. Then. But before, quickly there, I want to say what's up to Ray, Justin, Kane, Kareel, and Torley. A whole bunch of you guys jumping on. I think I'm actually on a different thread to you, bro. I'm seeing different questions. So anyway, it's all good. We'll run with it.
I'll grab Polly.
Yeah. So I was having a catch up with a buddy of mine who's a life coach, and it's very similar. He wants to build a group coaching program, and he's talking about 6 weeks of doing it. And he was like, oh, how do, and we talked about, do I battle test it first, or do I create the program first? So the outcome we come to was him finding a group of, he's a high end life coach, so he is expensive. What we come with the outcome was he was going to build out 2 weeks of the program and start his program with a beta test, but he was actually going to build out week 3 as people went into week 1. So he was already getting feedback as he went along. So that's a really great example of productizing and beta testing all in one hit. And then there's a question there from, I'm sorry, mate, I can't quite pronounce this, but Khairul, Kareel is that, what if your MVP costs too much? Would you still go ahead?
So that's a relative question. Good question, bro.
Very good question, bro.
Yeah. And so that's a personal call. Like, what does cost too much mean? And it'll be relative, man. It depends on like what's your disposable income. But let's just say you've done a viability analysis and your MVP costs too much. Then shit, I'd scale the MVP back. Like what is an MVP? So when they did Google Lenses, man, we're going back a few years here. They didn't even flip and build a fucking MVP. You know what they did is they built some Post-its, and they said, okay, imagine you're wearing some VR goggles and you see this menu on a fucking Post-it, bro. And then they said, okay, and then which button would you click? Okay, cool. So they flipped to the other button. Okay, cool. Now you see that. Now what would you click? So they did user testing. With a really, really basic MVP. But again, it's going to be specific. So if your MVP is too expensive, bro, and that's just business, Krill, I'm just going to call you Krill because that's cool.
Kareel, yeah, I really apologize.
Krill?
Krill, yeah.
My bad, bro. Yeah, mad respect and love to you, bro. I got the name Jung, man. You try fucking growing up with that. Yeah. Dude, John, Jim, George. Fuck.
Someone called you Chung the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Juan. I don't know. Like at the end of a meeting, people call me Juan.
You do kind of look like a Juan, though, or Jose.
All right, Nikki.
So, like, I'll touch on that real quick too. Like, can you get a concept? A concept, and can you sell a concept, right? Before you build the product, can you sell a concept? And that's quite often what startups will do. They'll sell a concept to investors to raise capital for that MVP.
Yeah, right. And so, yeah, that's where I was kind of going with it. Scale it back. And again, it depends, right? Like it might be an app. And apps.
Khairul. There you go. He's responded for us. It's spelled sure, like Khairul. All right, bro.
Khairul.
Sweet. So I hope that answers that bit there.
I don't know if we had enough context to give it a real relative answer.
Let's see if he replies back. We'll give him a maybe he can give us a bit more context as well about the industry. And yeah,
I'm going to pick up on this poly thing, bro. I think this is really cool for many of us watching, right? Because there's a bunch of us watching. Say what's up in the comments, man. Throw some shade at this CrossFit. What the fuck is up with CrossFit? Didn't the CEO just leave his own company because he got called out for being racist or some shit? And this motherfucker wants to wear a CrossFit t-shirt on our podcast. What's up with that?
All right,
I'm waiting for the shade.
Yeah, I'm going to throw some now.
The poly thing. Right. So,
okay. No, like you go. It's okay.
Yeah, I'll go. Thanks, Polly. Thanks for validating that, right? And so what I'm going to say in business is, man, after all the science shit, guys, like, so Polly's like, what should I do? How should I take this productized service to market? And it doesn't really matter in the big scheme of things. Like if we look at a business over 5 years or 10 years, it doesn't really matter. What does matter is that we're running more experiments. The more time we sit here thinking, there's an opportunity cost. And the opportunity cost is that we're not going to market and battle testing.
Yeah, you're better to fuck it up and learn, right?
Yeah, and test and iterate. We all know Agile, we all know Scrum, we all know Lean and Kaizen. And so it's constant improvement. And because you're in a relationship with your market, man, the more you can communicate with them and offer them things, it's better than sitting in a room and trying to brainstorm. And thanks, Polly. Look, and I'm not trying to call you out here or whatever, but what I like about Polly is that she owned up and said, look, yeah, hey, maybe I'm guilty of overthinking things. And this is something I've learned in my experience, tens, if not hundreds of business owners in all different shapes and sizes now, is that often, man, it's not the science, it's not the strategy and the tactics and the hacks, right? Really what it is, it's something about us that's holding us back. Is it self-confidence? Is it over-analysis? Is it pessimism? Is it scarcity thinking? Is it fear? All those types of things. And so that's what I'll say. Although we talk a lot about science, usually what it is that our science perspective that we give you can help you tackle that issue that you have in another way, right? And unlock your potential or your performance.
100%. What's up to?
That's what I think everyone should look at.
I was just gonna say what's up to James, San, and Jester. Good to have you on. Jester says he fucking loves the straight up attitude and the no bullshit approach, which is I think that's where we're really at. So let's
Props, brother.
Yeah, so Jung thinks he's a bit of an athlete, you see. Like he tells me about how much he can deadlift and how he plays football and stuff like that. No, he doesn't. So who would be keen, like if I was to bring him up to my gym and put him through a training session, and then how about we make a little video of it and we'll chuck it up on our page. Who's keen for that? Just chuck us a couple of likes or a bit of throw some shade at the bro.
Dude, I thought we weren't selling those videos, publicly.
Oh, just see Polly's comment there. She loves to be called out. So, all good, Polly. It's all about, we are coming from a space of wanting to support.
I'm shit at details, man. I'm shit at details, right? Like, and I own that shit. And business is a team sport. I don't need to be good at everything, but man, the awareness that I have around my strengths and weaknesses and what I should own and what I should excel at, because, you're naturally that way wired. And then what I should, team up with to kind of complete the circle. There's about 8 roles or 8 personalities, I think, in business that you need.
Yeah.
And you can cross over to some, but business is a team sport, man. So know your strengths, play hard on those, and get someone who's playing hard on their strengths that complement your strengths.
Yeah.
Handy.
Well, if we've got about 10 minutes, do you reckon we should hit that second one? I think we could.
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm engaging in the comments, man. I'm quite keen to. Dude, there's heaps. Jester Roberts. Oh no, you said that one, eh?
Yeah,
Christina Edwards. Stop trolling Christina Edwards. What's up with that?
She must be one of your family members. She's your mate or something, eh? Yeah, Christina, what's up? Hey, Christina, so you're keen to see Jung die a little bit? See if he's actually as much of an athlete as he tells everyone he is?
Bruv, if you're going to throw that, then you've got to get under the bar and do 3 lifts. Just 3, right? Instead of running around, jumping on boxes and wearing $300 pants.
We can do a little bit of both. We can do a little bit of both.
I got to do my gram. I'm at CrossFit today. I had to post my WOD because that's cool when it's accountable and yeah.
Okay.
No. Other social. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Let's do that.
So we're going to
I'm
move.
hitting these comments. Go. Yeah, I'm going to hit some of these comments.
All right. So we touched on service businesses last time, and I think it was a question from Linda, who is an awesome member of our group and has been pretty consistent asking us questions and jumping in on the conversation, all the rest of it. So
I'll stuff you now. Wade's jumping on. He's like, productize your gym sesh. Not anymore.
And what's up to Matt, who's just jumped on as well. So scaling service businesses. I think we touched on this last time, but Linda's thing was around a childcare center, and I know, Jung, you had a lot of stuff that you wanted to hit on, but we just kind of tapped for time a little bit, and
yeah.
So
I'll
you go, bro. Jump on. You go.
Okay, cool. Right. There's a big topic, guys, so get ready. But I'll throw to the audience and just say, look, if there's anything else we're probably looking to wrap up now. If there's anything else you want to throw your opinion on, get our opinion on, throw questions, whatever. Let's do that. Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to jam about scaling services businesses. So yeah, childcare, right? And I'm going to get into productization. But really, when you look at a services-based business, there's kind of 5 areas that we really want to hit. That I've seen really work well over the years. Finance. As boring as it flipping sounds, like, man, you need to know your numbers. And that's what I like about Chris Penfold. Like, as much as customer service is about the food and the fucking drinks and the upselling and the cross-selling.
He's so focused on his numbers, eh?
But fuck, man, it all, that's the thing, dude. For all business owners, if you didn't know, bro, you chose a business. That's your model. Right? If you wanted to be customer service super champs and all that kind of stuff and not worry about numbers, then go and start a charity or a not-for-profit.
One of the biggest lessons I learned early on is that, cash is the lifeblood of a business, and businesses only knows how to speak in numbers, but humans really only know how to communicate in feelings and emotions. And so there's there's 2 different languages that humans are in this words and feelings space, and businesses in this fucking ones and zeros space, and we've got to learn to drop the words and feelings and just understand the ones and zeros. And once we start to get there, that's when you actually become really, like you said in that role, it takes 40 years to become entrepreneurially capable, and that's totally part of it.
Yeah,
anyway,
3 to 4 years. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So let me do something for the video editing crew. Right. So 5 key areas you need to optimize to grow your services-based business are finance, strategy, delivery, sales, and marketing. All right, because yeah, right. If cash flow is the lifeblood of the system, which is a business, and a business is a system. If it's not a system, fuck, you don't really have a business. You've either got an idea or some kind of weird job or some lifestyle business. Then these are the 5 organs, right? And without your heart, you die. Without your brain, you die. Without, your liver, you die. One of the key organs. So you need to optimize those, right? So I'll use a bit of a case study of a services-based business. I'll try not to get too specific about the brand and all that kind of stuff, kind of protect their privacy.
Sure.
But right, so they came to me to go, I need more leads. I need more leads. I need to make more money. But a business is a system, man. That's the thing. And you'll know this from CrossFit too. Someone rolls their ankle or something like that, or they're getting a strain in their knee, and it's usually linked to the posterior chain. It's like, what are you doing with your hammies? What are you doing with your glutes? Are you activating those? Are you warming
stretching,
those up?
Man, stretching. Yeah.
Are you stretching? Yeah. I don't really stretch much. I think that's for the CrossFitters. But so need more leads, Da, 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 da. Oh, my team really, my team probably need to be better. They need to sell more. Because they're in a health based kind of industry. Rah. And so we hit numbers anyway. So the case study is we hit the numbers. We said, okay, cool. Show me your P&L. Okay, cool. Is that all reconciled? Is it got timely, accurate information in it? We started to build a bit of a cash flow report. Luckily, the spouse was pretty handy around
knew his financial
software,
and knew how to read his statements. I think we've got this on our list of things, haven't we? We're going to do a thing specifically on finances. Maybe we can do that next time. But
yeah. I don't know. Who wants to hear about finances? Like, not many people want to hear about it.
Boring as fuck, eh?
Yeah, but it's like,
but it's so critical, right? So,
you don't stretch, you can't lift, man. I don't care. You keep lifting, you're gonna
break
tighten some shit up. You're gonna break some shit. You gotta fucking stretch, man. Do your yoga. I mean, wear some yoga pants.
Learn your financials.
Learn your financials. Okay, cool. And then you got to look at your strategy, right? Like, where am I going? And this is kind of around goal setting. Strategy is a kind of broad term. Obviously, you need to have some goals. Where do you want to be in a year? Right? Do you want to be working 4 days a week, or do you want to be crushing it and be the leader in your market? Because that is going to require a different industry. And this is where we usually brush up on mindset, dude. Are you optimistic or are you pessimistic? Are you abundance thinking or are you scarcity thinking?
Well, that's where a lot of starts to come up, right? The resistance. And that's those shitty old programs that we learned from fuck knows where. Money doesn't grow on trees, all of that kind of shit that...
Yeah, right. Money is the root of all evil. So
all of that shit.
Therefore, why would I make more money? Actually, I'm going to throw this out there. Who wants to see our goal setting sheet? Or my goal setting, or whatever. Yeah, just post in the comments, goal setting worksheet, please, or some shit like that. And yeah, because it's really powerful. I'm pretty holistic too. So I'll ask you about, your life goals, what you want to do in your spare time and all that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. So then you got to hit strategy, you get some goals, and then you understand how the key areas, those 5 key areas, finance, strategy, delivery, sales, and marketing kind of work together to achieve your goals, because business is a motherfucking system. And if you don't have a system, you don't have a business. Then we look at the delivery, right? And delivery is everything it takes to deliver your product or service to your market, right? And so that involves obviously the product or the service, obviously having pricing, obviously having a team that you lead and manage, because they're 2 different things. And so we've got to optimize all those things, but also it's the delivery model. So as an example, product-based businesses, do you do drop shipping? Do you do on consignment? Whatever. Do you do retail, point of sale? What do you do? So there's different models to that. And then, services, is it hourly rate? Or is it, some kind of productized version? Is it some kind of package version? Do you say, hey, if you buy 10 hours, you get 2 free, something like that, right? So we didn't talk about bundling as versions of packaging. But anyways.
Or is a subscription, which is a freaking stupidly powerful thing that I think is so often overlooked,
strongly.
One payment,
MRR, right?
payment of $500 a month consistently from a business is worth more than, $2,500, once a year, because and it's much more what's the word,
it straight up is, because 1,600,
you know what I mean though. It's
fucking maths, bro. Someone teach this guy how to count.
It's leverageable. It is so much more predictable from your cash flow. It'd be 5 months. Come on, man.
Oh, in startup world, right? So they use kind of multipliers in terms of valuations. And if you've got a SaaS, a software as a service kind of thing, like 15x multiplier, right? Whereas normally it's kind of 3.5 or whatever, that's your multiplier.
Bring it back to those last 2 points, because there's a couple of questions I want to reply.
Oh, really? Cool. Yeah. Sales, right? And we all know sales, but that's got to be relative to your industry, right? If you're in the health industry, you don't have to sell shit. You know what you do have to do in terms of sales, though, is do a really good consultation. Because if I walk in and I've got a knee problem and the doctor starts asking me about, oh yeah, how's your elbow? I'm like, bro, I'm not buying your shit. I'm not taking your medicine. I'm not buying your prescription. I'm not, So yeah, in terms of sales, it's got to be relative, but that shit needs to be optimized, And so we just roll this out. And then marketing, right? Where are we getting our leads from? So marketing is not always, oh, what am I going to post on the gram, right? Marketing is
CrossFit, bro.
Where are you going to get leads from?
All you post on the gram.
Dude, I'm not even on the gram, man. Snap's where it's at, G. Fucking Samsung.
And the Snap's just for like 18-year-olds sending nudes.
Well, how the fuck old are you, bro? Yeah, right. And so when we look at it across these 5 areas, right, what happens is after the first few sessions, and this is, oh man, there's an example of productization is how I do coaching. But after the first few sessions, they've got real clarity, right? And they've had they've pulled out of the business, because I'm always working in the business and I never get to work on the business. So in 3 hours, 2 hours even, we can pull them out, have a good look at it holistically, at those key areas, and they're all interconnected, right? Because it's a holistic, interconnected system. And then they start nailing a priority list. Okay, cool. Got to get my numbers sorted. Sales is probably a priority issue because we're really not selling. So then they bring that in, and then they come up with a list, right? And so the answer to how to scale a services business is to optimize those 5 key areas.
Right. And how about you must have something we can post up somewhere. Can we do files in this thing? I don't know.
Yeah. Are you volunteering nudes? Bro, I don't want to see that shit.
Come on, man.
What did you just say? Did he just talk about nudes and then saying that he wanted to post it somewhere?
No.
Does anyone want to see that? Let us know in the comments. Who wants to see next news?
Hey, there's a few people that want to see you die at CrossFit, though. Carol's come back to us. He's said it's a tech startup, business to B2C. He's asked for a few quotes from a few app developers, and yes, most of them seem to hit the threshold of his savings, which would lock me out of spending on an accountant, lawyers, and all of that stuff. So he's planning on word of mouth marketing for the first year. At this stage, I was wondering, why would any bank approve a pre-revenue tech company for a business loan, or should I just co-found this with someone who can develop this in-house? It will take longer versus app developer of 6 teams, but timing is also crucial, I feel, for the success of this app. Good question. But way more question, right? Way more context, right? And you come from the tech space, right?
So, okay. Carol? Carol? Hey, Carol. What am I going to say, bro? Fuck. So, yeah, look, literally seen hundreds of pitch decks around tech startups, right? And so, yeah, for you, your context, I get it, right? MVP is probably going to cost you around 50 grand, right? Because of the cost that to kind of build an MVP, or, you know, somewhere around that number anyway. Yeah, 5 figures anyway, bro, right? And when you're pre-revenue, it's really, really hard. I'd say, one, is there an existing option in the market that you could collaborate with? And I'm talking maybe even as an employee, but that you could collaborate with, right? So there was that ugly example of, oh shit, it was like, you know, it was like Uber Eats kind of thing, and they were competitors.
Oh yeah,
and New Zealand dude set it up,
it didn't work out. Yeah,
and that turned to custard. It's a good try. It's a good try, right? But it's a far more effective way. Other than that, dude, yeah, like when you're pre-money, that's why angel investors exist, bro. That's your thing, is you got to build a pitch deck.
Yeah.
You got to build a pitch deck. You got to pitch some investors. You got to get some investment.
Concept,
maybe write your check. 50 to 150K, dude. But the thing is, dude, you're giving away so much equity, so you better believe the shit out of your idea.
And it's got to have massive scale options, yeah.
Right? And you've got to be, and that's the thing, at the end of the day, they've seen heaps of pitch decks. They know your predictions. You're going to get 1% of the Chinese market. You're going to be a billionaire, and you're going to sell it to Amazon, or you're going to sell it to Facebook, whatever. They've seen that a million times, you know. So what it comes down to, the variable, and whether they're going to write you a check so you can bring your dream to life, is the team.
Bruv, I just want to hit one real quick thing on this one, and it's more of a mindset thing. It's, you know, do you want to have 100% of a smaller business, or would you rather have 35% of a much larger, more scale business? And that's probably a real good question that you could ask yourself at this kind of stage, because if you go and throw everything you've got, all your life savings into it, and it doesn't work out, then what? You know, whereas if you throw a lot of your time into it and you find some good people to work with, you could potentially end up with a much better return on your investment without needing to put all your savings up, even though you might have to dilute your shareholding. What's up to Mandy, Chelsea, Dion, Dylan, Hamish, Ollie, Savio, and Josh? Bruv, I don't know. A couple of people on the goal shedding sheet there, so we'll make sure we get that out.
Yep. What's Jester saying? I found with my events business is being in depth with the consumer's needs, gain the loyalty for them to attend our events and use us as a host. Key is being on the level they need and the service they are looking for. 100 million%.
Yeah, love it.
A business is about ultimately building a mutually beneficial relationship. And how do you build a strong relationship? When you're super fucking valuable to them. Business is really that simple, you know. And even going back to the startup, dude, it's like, yeah, cool, your app's going to have purple buttons and it's going to be iOS and Android and all these cool fucking features and stuff like that. I see a lot of tech startups get lost in that, man. And it's just, bro, does it deliver outcomes to your market?
Yep.
You know, and that's where you need to focus on. And all your product development, all your development and coding and programming should be driven from that.
User experience, hey, and outcome based, yeah.
Yeah, UX and UI and UX. Yeah.
Is there any questions you want to hit on your one, or shall we move to our update and we'll bounce?
Oh yeah, who wants to hear an update about what we're doing with our businesses?
Righty.
Stop making new businesses, Ken.
Oh, come on, G. Not that bad. Just, you know.
Oh yeah, we said no to one recently, didn't we? We pushed something out.
Good. I've been pushing a little bit of stuff away just to focus on. Just on you, Jung. I'm just focused on you, buddy.
How it goddamn should be, motherfucker.
All right, sweet. So to talk to a little bit about what we're doing from a productization perspective. So we're now in our beta test phase with the Mastermind product, which is going really well. It's really exciting to be working with some entrepreneurs, that are
good group, right? Good
right,
group.
really awesome group, supporting each other, seeing some sort of ahas and realizations come through, and a shift in their, we had such a win with one of them that was, lost basically all his clients, and he's picked a couple back up straight away just within a week. So,
hey, can we talk about that? Sorry, I just want to say something about. So, guys, and this is what I'll say. Where the fuck you get it from, man? Again, it's usually our shit. So this guy in particular, I'll try to keep some privacy here.
Yeah. Just that's
it was just like like, hey, I need clients. It's like, well, what have you been up to? Oh, I've been strategizing.
Building out my customer journey and thinking about SEO, and which is all great stuff.
Which is all great stuff. It's like, bro, just go get some fucking sales. He's like, oh, okay, cool. So we're like, okay, what are you going to do this week? He's like, I'm going to get some sales. I'm like, okay, cool. Come back next week. Tell us how many sales you got. And it's that simple. It doesn't need to be, oh man, was I a consultative sale, question-based selling? Was I hard selling, soft selling? Like, I don't give a fuck. Just go and get
go and talk to some people, right? Make some cash. So
and so sometimes it's just it is that easy.
And so what else is going on? So we are also obviously working, we've got a nice logo you can see on the screen here now.
Yeah, boy.
Pretty exciting.
Fresh as fuck.
Just like your haircut, eh?
Oh yeah. You see me got lined up, man. What is going on there? And it's going like, I don't know. I just kind of say, give me something different.
Make me look.
I don't want to look sharp. Like all the lame CrossFit dudes. They all dress the same.
I didn't see. I saw one person. I did see one person say, "Yeah, he's keen to see you get, come and see if you can really work out or not."
Yeah, I think I saw two. Wade jumped on.
That's enough, eh? That's enough. That's it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Don't help this guy.
I'm gonna post something on the group, actually, on that thing, on the page. So
he's a white male, man. He's got everything going for him. I'm the minority, man. You guys gotta back me up.
What else is going on with Biz Shiz, Jung? Quick from your perspective, update.
Did the logo, doing the product. I mean, shit, we're doing this podcast, man. Hey, actually, gonna throw to you guys, if there's anything else you think we can do to make this more valuable for you, let us know. I think Nick's got some abs, if that helps. But look, because again, right, we're real market driven, right? That's how we grow value, man. Like you just tell us what you want, and then we do the best. We try out into the best of our ability to kind of deliver that. So we're doing the podcast. Look, and by my opinion, man, like it's gone really.
I think so. I mean, we're still, look, man, people are, I've just had another question. Carol's come back and said, mate, thank you so much. Really refreshing to hear other people's thoughts on this. And I do feel like I've got a different perspective now. So that's huge, man. And totally get that. Like in business, man, you only know what you know, and you've only got the level of thinking you've got. So just by even having conversations like this open in the, in an open format. And then Warren, he's just sort of said, hey, how do you guys market your products, bro? Well, what we're doing right now is actually how we're marketing our product. We're doing it from a space of we really genuinely want to help business owners, and we're doing everything we can from this format, from a live podcast. And obviously we know that at some point there's going to be some of you that go, man, you guys are freaking, you know what's up. We want to have more of your time. We want to have it on a higher level, and that's where our product comes in. But we're still developing the product, so it's actually not for sale just yet.
Oh, two things I want to jam on. I want to give Carol the typical startup journey, and I want to jam on marketing. But I don't know. I'm going to ask you.
I don't know. It's up to you, man. We're 48, so
yeah, I got to get some sleep, or play on the gram, or do some shit.
Jessica said, "Hey, lay it on us, guys. What's next on the visions?" Bro, I'd probably go on for a little bit longer. My dog's sitting at the door squealing. She wants to go wee, so I probably need to take care of that too.
You got one of those like CrossFit dogs that's kind of like a rodent?
I do. She's fit as G.
No, it's a lab. You got a lab. That's a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, Polly wants to know topics for next week. I don't know. What do you want to hear, Polly? Let us know. But
I think we should hit that financial one at some point, bro. I'm keen to hit that one.
I'm gonna sneak it in because I think, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, viewers, but fucking people just don't want to hear about that shit, hey?
Mm-hmm.
It's like telling them about, I don't know, drinking more water. They just don't want to hear it.
Come here. If she comes up or not.
Topics. Oh no, I think what she's saying is topics for next week is a typical startup journey. So Carol, yeah, if you want to tune in next week or even just watch the replay back. I want to come back to the visions too. That dude,
Yeah. And I just had a real.
And I want to jam on marketing.
Okay. Well, I mean,
yeah, the real definition of marketing. Because right, so how are you guys marketing your shit? My answer is, man, delivering value.
Yeah, hard. Love it.
Just fucking deliver value. Like, and yeah, how do you grow an email list? Well, you got to write these emails that have this really engaging content. It's delivering value.
Yeah.
How do you grow your Facebook Messenger list? Well, you fucking make cool posts on Facebook. Deliver value.
Yeah.
So that's the mindset you should be coming from, man. Just whatever the fuck you're trying to sell.
Customer focused, Customer focused. So, bruv, Warren just said cheers, lads. So he's obviously happy with that. And I'm keen to do a marketing thing too, man. And it's just, man, there's so much that we can.
Big topic.
Fuck, I tell you. What's up, Brennan, Matt, jumping on. Chris Ansell, that's awesome, man. He said, Nick's the real D. Brought me in years ago when I first moved to Auckland and goes above and beyond with everything he does. So I appreciate that, bruv. And
yeah, he's still a shit cunt, bro. No, oh, dude, I want to hear that story.
But yeah, like 100% going to echo what Jung says, man. It's like freaking deliver value. Find out what your customer wants and really understand, like really understand what makes them tick. And if you can do that, crikey, man, you're not paid. Like, you're not paid for hours. You're paid for the value you bring to the marketplace. And man, if more businesses could fucking get that, we wouldn't be. Oh, I reckon that's just about me for the night, bruv. After that point,
it's starting to get a bit foul, man.
Yeah. Bring value to the marketplace. Have a sick week. We're gonna catch you guys 8 o'clock next Tuesday, and hit us in the inbox. Smash that inbox. Hit us up with questions. Hit us up with thoughts, comments, ideas, and anyone that's keen to see Jung come and die in the gym, post a comment.